Okay, well, we are working late in the shop tonight. We are working on my, it's kind of a multi-name van. It's an Asia, it's a Kia, it's a Mazda, it's a Hyundai, it's a Daihatsu. It's a clone of a Subaru Sandbar, and there's probably some other names. It's made in South Korea. I don't quite get it, but it is what it is. I bought this van on Craigslist in the summertime, and I just had to have it because of the high top little micro van. I mean, who could pass that up? I probably paid too much for it. This van was used as a parts van to support another van, or possibly a fleet of vans, for the Army Corps of Engineers. Probably at Bonneville is what I'm guessing. That's the story I've got, but then the story that I got with the van was all wrong. It was the wrong paperwork anyhow. So this van was sabotaged in a sense. I can't think of any other way to put it because so many things were taken that it's been quite a puzzle to put back together. This van is so rare in the United States, nobody knows what it is, or when I call to find a part. It was missing, actually is still missing, an alternator. It was missing a starter, I found one of those. It was missing a distributor, I had to get one from South Korea. And in my last video, I shot some carb cleaner down the intake, just the open intake, and it kind of putted and farted. And I thought, aha, we're onto something. Well, since that last video, you'll see there's a shiny new carburetor on there. That's not just any old carburetor. Well, it kind of is an any old carburetor. It is a motorcycle carburetor. It's a Mikuni VM30 off Amazon.com for like 75 bucks. The factory carburetor for this van I have found to be $1,100, and I wasn't willing to shell out that much corn for a carburetor. And if you look down in here, you can see the varmints packed a bunch of nuts in there. Maybe that was the demise of the van, I don't know. This van has about 2,000 miles on it. I've done some testing on the engine to make sure that it's solid. I actually thought about putting a V8 in here if this didn't work out, but I'm hoping this works out because I've invested a couple $100 into a distributor and now a little more time into a carburetor. And to get to this point, it's a little unobvious to you viewers, but I had to make an adapter from the intake there. Whoops, sorry. It's a motorcycle adapter to adapt from the intake manifold. It's called a spigot mount, but I had to do some modifications there. I've had to modify the cable, the throttle cable, and I'm still working on that. And the fuel pump, which is in the tank, is electric. And of course, motorcycles don't use fuel pumps. They're gravity feed only. So as soon as I got fuel pressure, it just overflowed the carburetor like crazy. So I've got some things to work out. But the reason why I'm videoing this is to see if this van will run. That is a key pivot point in my quest, I guess, to get this thing running, driving and usable. So I'm going to go over here to the driver's side, and we're going to hotwire it together and see if it'll start. Oh, wait. So while I was working on the van, somehow I burnt out the fuel pump relay, so I've got to actually pump some fuel into the carburetor. Buzzing, it's probably overflowing by now, so filled the carburetor. I know I've got spark, or at least I think I did have spark from before when I got it to putt. And what I've got to do now, let's see, how can I do this? I gotta use two hands. This is my hot wire and this is my screwdriver. I might set the camera down here so you can watch me do this. And turn the ignition on. Okay, so the ignition is in the on position. We have dash lights, seat belt, I think it's what that is, and then a brake light and an oil light. And we're going to give her a go. We've got fuel, we've got spark, we've got compression. Let's see what happens when I twist the key. I'll set this back down here again. Shouldn't say twist the key, twist ignition. Okay, you're ready. I forgot to say it also doesn't have a muffler. It's pretty loud. So 3-cylinder, 800cc, Asia, Kia, Mazda, Hyundai, Daewoo, whatever this thing's called, it runs, and I'm so happy. Now I've got to sort out the shifter cables. The shifter cables were taken. Who would take the fuel filter? Who would take the main relay fuse? Who would take the distributor inner guts? I don't get it, but anyhow, all that stuff was taken. So we're going to keep working on it. There's another access panel back here through the seats. You can see the oil filter. It should be a 5-speed. I'm hoping it's a 5-speed. And I've got some replacement tires for the front. You know, for a car with 2,000 miles on it, those tires are wore out. Just on the edges, though. The other ones in the back here have quite a bit of tread, and those are original all the way around. So we'll keep working on our microvan, our Metro Asia microvan, and see if we can get some satisfaction driving this thing around in the summertime. Maybe put a hitch on it and tow a camper trailer. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm letting out too many secrets. All right, thanks for watching.